What's up everyone, this is Scher talking, welcome back to my channel. Today video we'll be talking about farming on episode 8.3 and 8.4 of the second part of the story mode. And this episode is special because we can farm all types of special weapons here. We have bows, like you can see here on the rewards on the first stage, and also Earth Elemental Staff that no one uses anyway. But then every different stage we have a different weapon, and these weapons can be used to upgrade your equipment. 4 Tower. Yeah, we are getting a new mode in the game. World Tower will be a very hard challenge, and well, to be prepared for that, we can upgrade our weapons and get ready. So in this video, I'll be showing you strategies for all these different stages, starting with 8.3.1. The very first stage is pretty simple. All you need is 2 elemental attackers, and they are Creator, and then the other one is the Global Axe Rocbouquet. But I do recommend you inheriting Dark Pulse for her past Perfector style and increasing his Cycle Bolt to 13. You can use Anime Stream, place both in the front. Okay, so enemies here are weak to cold and lightning, and that's why this combination kind of works. And placing it on the front means that they will attack before anyone that's behind. You can bring 3 Trainees here, and it's super easy to farm. This wave, the enemies are weak to the primary 3 elements: heat, cold, and lightning. It's extremely simple, and the caps are not that different between stages this time, so just farm the ones that are easier for you. The last enemy will need something else to finish, but it's a very small amount of damage. Anyone with your 3 Trainees will be able to kill it. The second strategy does not change any BP cycle, so that's why we're directly into that. I have the very first limited version of Madeleine and the free version of Galahad alongside Narwhal's daughter. Why? Because they cannot do enough damage. Narwhal's daughter help in 2 waves, and that's enough damage, and also a good way to train Narwhal's daughter for those that haven't. Mine is pretty trained, to be honest, but if you don't have Narwhal's daughter, can be other mage. I'm using Amazon Raid Axe formation just to guarantee that Galahad will go first, because he's pretty slow, pretty slow. This helps him attack first and also helps with damage, with 50% increase for STR, since they are still the main attackers here. One last method is to bring 4 mages, either of cold or lightning element. I do have Muse. I also have Assault. He's also inheriting his 4 BP AoE attack. I also have Creator. The last one is SaGa Freestyle, that was given out a long time ago, and if you want to get her to capped status is also a very good idea. And the good thing about this is that no matter which one attacks, it's always AoE. At least this setup here is better than full AoE setups where everything works. Doesn't matter which character attacks. That's also a very good thing to be reliable. Now we start talking about stage 8.3.2. This one here has enemies with different weaknesses, and it's very different from each one. But there's one thing between them all. They have no resistance to instant kill attacks, and that's why using Albert is one of the best ways to do this stage. Okay, for those that know, Albert on the intelligence position of either Rainbow Rangers or Anime Stream, the one that gives 50% increase, is the best way to farm this. Volcano is here because he debuffs Will from targets. If your Albert's not strong enough, just bring him, he will help, and his enemies will just instantly die to Albert attacks. Your trainees have to have decreased agility, and in the agility position here, I like to bring delayed characters like Nora. She has a delay attack, so she will never affect the turn order. And Victor Blade has a good priority. It's usually used before the other attacks. So that's pretty nice, very fast. If you can try without Volcano and it works for you, that's good enough. I'm just showing that Volcano fix problems for people that don't have a capped Albert yet. Okay, so since some of them are weak to cold and lightning, and we can bring 3 different attackers that will help out with this type of source. That is Creator, Global Exclusive Emelia, and Summer Silver. The good thing about Summer Silver and Emelia is that they have line attacks. That is row. So in the last wave, then is a line in a row, so that we can hit them with their attacks, meaning that these 3 characters are enough to kill this wave by themselves. You can bring 2 Trainees, but one of them is on the agility position. As you can see, Dragons both do good damage. they are already dead. We didn't even need the last attack from Creator, but that was because of a combo. As for the last strategy, I am using Amazon Raid X. The good thing about this is just that I will guarantee that my Emperor will attack on the first wave. Is he strong to clear the wave? No. That's why we have also Minerva with her third skill on 12. We want to use Multi-Trust here. So Multi-Trust will help her attack 2 times, and we can train Multi-Trust as well. I was training here. And on the second wave we have Leon. So formation is based on Leon, Emperor, and Minerva. And you can bring 2 trainees on this one as well. On the last wave we have Minerva with Multi-Trust, and she kills the enemies. If she only attacks twice, Leon will do the normal attack and will finish. So, true trainees, Minerva, Leon, and Emperor. Well, the next stage is 8.3.3, and this one here we have enemies weak to heat, blunt, and cold, but some of them are only weak to heat, and heat will appear on the first and on the last wave. Ruffle Tree is the enemy with the highest amount of HP as well, and here we have Joe. So in order to kill the first wave with help of UDX Matriarch, she's very essential in this, and there's also Leon to handle with the second wave. So the formation is Rainbow Rangers, and we have Leon in the agility position. Why? Because he's a delayed character. He will not attack on turn 1, and we want him to kill the second wave. On turn 1 we have Matriarch together with Joe, and they work together to kill the first wave just fine. The second one Leon handles even on the agility slot. Yes, he's just strong like that. Also, all these styles have increased damage to the party, so it becomes super easy to handle this type of situation, because these enemies have plenty of HP. This just shows that these styles are very powerful for farming. Okay, and the last wave we have Shining Glory, and the last attack that comes from Joe, Hybrid Magic, killing the last enemy. Well, but some people will say, I don't have UDX Matriarch, what can I use? Well, you can use the second version of Fuse in the Dex position. Bring someone that can do at least some damage in the agility position as well. Here is red, but he's even resisted, don't mind about him. In the second wave, it's either Fuse killing these enemies or Leon, does not really matter. You can even leave them both on 13 BP. If it's Fuse, you have Leon the last wave. Since the large enemy is not weak to any of them, it doesn't really matter. You can also train J-Cole and Turn if you want. This is what I'm doing here with my Joe. That comes from her A style. In the last wave, this time was Leon, so he helps killing the down enemy, and then the other ones will just attack this enemy here. He died before Joe attacks. Joe does a very good damage against him. Well, next stage, 8.3.4, this one here, we have enemies weak to elemental attacks, but the second wave has enemies weak to only blunt and cold, and the last wave have mixed. So I did find a very good strategy here that brings Emperor, Global X Emelia, and Creator. So we are using them on Rainbow Rangers with Emperor on STR, Global X Emelia on Dexterity, and Creator on Intelligence. It really does not matter who goes in each wave, in the end it just works fine, so we don't need to change their BP cyclings or anything. It also seems to be very interesting that they usually go for the same attacks order. In all my runs, usually I end up finishing with Bolt Thrower. Just 3 moves, very fast, 2 trainees. The next strategy brings Joe and Genryu together in a Rainbow Rangers formation. You already know, she goes for intelligence, goes for agility, and you can bring on the SR position either, well, Galahad, you can bring, here we got Forneus, he's very strong here, but you can also bring Emperor if you like Forneus. But it's good, well, we have Forneus finally being used for farming, and he is extremely strong to kill the last wave, because that will be needed. Joe and Genryu will only use single target attacks on the last wave. For he's not that slow, so he attacks before the enemies every run I did here. Very, very powerful. Okay, stage number 8.3.5 now. Here we have a similar setup, enemies that are weak to all types of element, mix it with some enemies that are only weak to blunt and cold. So wave 2 only blunt and cold, and also one enemy again on wave 3. So this is all messed up. What we want here is Leon, but Leon with Imperial Glory on 16, Joe and Genryu together. Well, the formation is Rainbow Rangers, Joe on Intelligence, Genryu on Agility, and Leon on STR. This is kinda easy, but I needed Leon passive to buff Genryu further. If your Genryu is maxed, I think that you may drop Leon and use someone like Forneus, or someone like Emperor, I don't know. But I needed Leon here because I needed extra damage, and Imperial Assault gave enough so that Genryu could clear the second wave. Also, Leon helps out here, allowing you to kill the enemies that are weak to elemental attack, and then all that's left is the Termite. You can kill with any Genryu or Joe. Okay, so next strategy has Amazon Raid X again, and there's one very important thing here. We have Red on the front, but he has Raksha. Raksha is on 12, this is a skill that you inherit from his New Year style, and that allows him to attack on the second wave. And then we have Emperor and UDX Matriarch here as well. Let's turn full power auto. What will happen is first wave will be cleared by either Matriarch or Leon. Sorry, Leon or Emperor. But it does not matter which one goes first, because they still have enough firepower to clear the last wave. This is a strategy that will always work, and you can bring 2 trainees. Now it's time for Red to kill the second wave. There are Termites here, he's pretty strong. And also by being on the front guarantees that you attack here and not mess up with the other characters' attacks. If they attack here, it will be a combo, but they will never use their BP. So now what we have is Shining Glory again with our Matriarch, that is strong enough. And then if, yeah, Imperial Sword. If it's not Imperial Sword, it will be the other attack, but doesn't matter, it always works. One uses Rainbow Rangers, and what we have here is Joe in Intelligence position, Coppelia in the Agility position, and Leon in the SCR position, but we got Imperial Sword to 16 VP, so he will only attack on the third wave. This strategy is perfect because, in the end, turn 1 and turn 3 are handled with fast attacks, and Coppelia will always attack before anyone else in the second wave, allowing her to kill these enemies by herself. It can be Red as well, I'm just using Coppelia this time since Red is just well over the cap already. And in the end, it's just about using Leon and whatever attacks first, either Coppelia or Joe. Coppelia is enough, just with Mirage Kick she will kill the Termite, because Imperial's Word already dealt a lot of damage here, even without combo. But if not, Joe will finish.